I don't think I've spoken out loud today. And I didn't leave my apartment today, clearly, as you can see. It would be unfortunate if that did happen. I woke up today and decided that I really just needed a day to clean my whole entire apartment. My life recently has been maybe not even that chaotic, but it's been really chaotic to me because I'll talk about it later. I have just had a really busy week and I haven't had time to maintain my apartment whatsoever. And so I decided to clean literally all day, like reorganize shit, like, you know, doing the whole 9 yards. It's like 9 p.m. I'm really tired, but I just am like in the mood to talk and like, I don't even know. I just have cleaned like all day and rotted my brain with music and fumes from cleaning supplies. Recently, within the last couple weeks, I have been really enjoying like getting dressed up to go to bed. Like I have like this whole new night routine. Like normally this is how I would go to sleep. Like I just don't care. I'm like, you know, I'll deal with this in the morning. But something within me has switched and I just have been like putting on cute pajama sets and doing like this whole skin, like just the whole thing. So I'm gonna do that. I have my sheets in the dryer right now. So while they're finishing, I'm gonna get ready for bed. During that whole getting ready for bed process, I genuinely forgot that I don't have sheets on my bed, and now I'm just annoyed because I have to go all the way downstairs and get them and put them on, and my duvet cover, not just sheets. I was gonna do like an aesthetic little thing, but I just can't. I just have to go get it done, so please hold. My room is so not a vibe and it genuinely upsets me. Like I have a bed and I have a mirror and I have a lamp and I have a dresser. I don't have a nightstand. I have a basket on my floor with all of my belongings. But God, that needs to be like my next order of business. It really does. Because if I just had like a comfortable, like my room is really comfortable, but if it was like, if you saw what I was looking at right here, you'd be like, girl, come on, like what the fuck? Why did I just get so dizzy? I'm like overheated now from that. My sister just sent me this tweet that I tweeted, but she tweeted off of my account from literally like 2014 because for some reason I had Twitter at that age. LOL. Every time I see my phone case, I get so happy because this is my very first collection that I did with Casetify, and I haven't had a phone case that fits my phone with this particular collection in a long time, and they sent me this. It was like the funnest surprise, and then I got a compliment on it the other day, and I just like couldn't tell the girl that it was my case because I just felt weird about it, but this video is sponsored by Casetify. I really did get a compliment on it. That wasn't a lie to segue into the sponsorship. I swear it did happen. There's a very particular genre of people that wear clear phone cases. I have never been one of them, but now I am. Clear cases were Casetify's most requested case ever, and now they finally have them. The best thing about Casetify's clear cases is that they are optimized to prevent yellowing, which is like very important. I feel like when someone has a clear phone case and you look at it and it's yellow, it's like, it's time to get a new case. Casetify is the world's most popular tech accessory brand, known for their protective phone cases and global collaborations. I drop my phone all the time. Everybody drops their phone all the time. I have never, ever, ever, ever cracked a phone with a Casetify case, ever. These clear cases are no exception. These are also extremely protective on your phone. You can drop it from up to 6.6 feet. These cases are super thin. They're not bulky, but they still are super protective. You can use any iPhone MagSafe accessory with the clear cases. You can do the wireless charging with them, which is really cool. The cases are also made from 65% recycled and plant-based materials. So that's really awesome. Sustainability rules. So if you wanna go check out Casetify, go and do it. I recommend if you're looking for a really nice, solid, durable phone case. This one that has my dog on it is really cute. You can get it twin with me. You can use my link down below in the description. My link is just casetify.com/AveryOvard I accidentally said the wrong link, so now I have to voice over this. You can get 15% off your first order. So go and do that. Oh, God, there were just a bunch of sirens going on outside, and I literally have like a little bit of PTSD from when my car burned down. If you didn't watch my last video or follow me on Instagram, my car burned down in a fire. Update on that situation. Got a new car. Funny story of how that worked out. So when I went to go look at cars, I didn't know what I was going to buy, and I test drove a few, and then the employee was like, you should test drive my car, see if you like it. So I did, loved it, and he was like, okay, I custom ordered this, so you're gonna have to custom order, you know, the same thing. So I literally copied his car. And then when I went home back to Utah over Christmas, I had to figure out my car situation because I was in a rental for like over a month. I went to the same dealership, and that same employee was like, I'm actually selling my car. So I got pretty much the same car somehow, even though I waited 9 months for the first one. Yeah, it ended up working out. So now I'm just like pretty much in the exact same car, which is really nice and awesome. So thank you, universe, for bringing that back to me. I don't know, my fucking life. My life is so different since the last time I filmed a video, I feel like. And I don't know what the switch was, but something shifted in my life. Well, maybe it's because I got back on medication. Anyway, sometimes I have a really hard time talking about very normal things that people go through because it just feels so absolutely like the most vulnerable thing ever, and I hate being vulnerable. But, ugh, God, I don't know. I've been writing a lot. Journaling is like one of my favorite things to do ever. I feel like with a lot of like self-care type things, people always think that you have to do like the absolute most. Like you have to have some sort of prompt, or like you have to write every single day. Like you have to at least write 1 page, whatever. Like, no, just do it on your own terms. Like the way that I write, or when I usually write, is when I'm laying in bed at night and I can't sleep because 1, insomnia. 2, my mind is just racing so much and I just can't stop thinking about whatever I'm thinking about. So I have to get it out somehow. And sometimes I like talking to people too. Like I have a couple really, really, really close friends that I literally tell everything to, but there's just some thoughts where I'm like, this does not belong to anybody. This is not a conversation that I need to have with anybody other than myself right now and my future self, like when I go back and read it. So my writing is always very theatrical because that's just the way that I like to write. Like I don't just like write like a page and I'm like, this is an update on my life. No, like I really get into it. Like my journal entries are a solid like 5 to like 12 pages every single time. There is like, I don't know, maybe this is a little bit like psychopath behavior, but like there is just a side of me that nobody will ever see besides my journal. I finished this one I started in 2020 and I finished it like right before the new year. So I got this one, which was like perfect timing for the new year. Happy New Year, by the way. God, it's literally like almost February now, or it could even be February by the time you're watching this. Anyway, yeah, I've been writing a lot. God, just like some of the stuff I write about, I just never, like if Halloween me knew what my life was like right now, she would literally, first of all, she would kill me. Second of all, she would not believe it. I suddenly have a life. I don't know. I have been the most social the last month that I think I have literally ever been in my whole entire life. Like the amount of people that I have been like meeting and talking to and hanging out with is like bizarre. And it's been so fun. I have spent the last like pretty much since when I moved to LA last April to around like October end of September-ish, just being miserable. And the move was just really, really hard on me. And I was very, very, very mentally unstable. And I would just wish so bad for the life that I have now. Like that I just like had friends to go and do things with, that I just felt more put together, that I felt more organized, that I felt happier with myself. And I have worked really, really, really hard on getting there. And it just, I don't know, it's just kind of weird because I feel like I don't know, manifestation is kind of like an interesting concept to me. I feel like it's just funny, I guess, because I feel like I would go to bed and obviously, you know, the second I close my eyes, the movie starts playing in my head of like what I would romanticize my life to be. Some of the shit that plays out in my head has like come true and I'm like, did I manifest that because I was just like thinking about it all the time? Or does the universe just love me right now and it's just like giving me all these really great things? Maybe both. Well, I mean, I guess that's like pretty much what manifestation is. It's like just thinking about something and, you know, and it's not just like I was thinking about it so hard, I was definitely actively working towards it too. I started going to therapy again. I got back on my medication. I started seeing a new doctor, which has been so helpful. God, I guess this is something that I can talk about because it's really not that big of a deal. I mean, it is a big deal to me, but it's not like a super crazy thing, I guess. And seeing other people talk about this helped me so much. I actually lost my period for like well over a year. It's been something that has been weighing on me. Like it was one of the biggest weights on my shoulders that I have ever felt, of just like trying and working so hard to get it back. And there were so many people, so many girls on TikTok that I saw talking about their experience of like how they lost it, what, you know, like what they did to fix it, whatever. And I worked really closely with a new doctor to get mine back. And that has definitely been just like overall a huge weight on my shoulder, off my shoulders, and something that I think has just made me feel a lot more calmer, like in my everyday life, because it was getting just immensely stressful of just not knowing. I don't know. It's really weird when your body kind of feels like it's at war with your brain. Like I said, the last kind of 6 months, I just was like not treating myself very well physically or mentally. I don't know. I just realized that I needed to change it. So I did. It's not an easy change to make, like switching your whole entire mindset, speaking to yourself entirely differently, shifting your whole routine and your whole life essentially when you don't really want to because you're so upset and angry with yourself that you feel like you just like shouldn't, but you have to because that's just life. And then it all works out and you're fine and you get through it because the only way out of it is through it. That's a quote my mom always said to me growing up. And it's really not that deep, but it is very true. But God, the relief that I felt was like insane. Like I literally just got it back maybe like 2 weeks ago. And I just like cried and cried and cried. It was actually really, really strange. What was it? I was at the gym. I had just finished my workout and then I was going to go and do something else also, but my headphones weren't working and it was like really pissing me off because obviously that's just annoying. My headphones always work. They just like weren't connecting to my phone. And I was like, what the hell is going on? So I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to go home. Like this is the universe telling me that I'm done. Like I'm just going home. So I went home and thank God that I did because if I would have stayed, I would have, you know, whatever. I got in the shower after and I was just like sobbing and sobbing, like tears of joy because of the amount of relief I felt. God, it feels so good to trust yourself and it feels so good when your body also trusts you. That was like a big deal for me within the last month to get that back because it had been a while. Anyway, I wasn't planning on talking about that, but something that I've really been trying to do, which is hard and a little bit ironic, is not be so influenced by other people, especially on the internet. I feel like one of the biggest lessons that I have learned recently is doing what works, or trying to figure out what works for you. Because when you are trying to do what other people are doing, you're not them and your brain is different from them, your body's different from them. And it's just not always going to work like that. Like there were so many things that I was doing in the summer that I feel like I was just really fucking myself over and I didn't even realize because I thought I was doing these things because they were good for me when in reality they weren't. Like for example, I was like setting alarms for like 5:36 in the morning, like every day. But me, an insomniac, I can't do that because I just, you know, then I just don't sleep. So I stopped setting an alarm, which I'm like obviously lucky that I'm even able to do that, but it doesn't even matter because I wake up super early anyway. Like most days I'm awake between like 6 and 7, whatever. But you know, I was so like, yeah, like wellness. This is so good for me to be getting like 4 hours of sleep at night. I stopped setting an alarm, just let my body naturally wake up at the time that it would wake up. And then all of a sudden I actually had energy to do things throughout the day. And by the time like 1 p.m. rolled around, I wasn't like bedridden on my couch because I had absolutely no energy because I wasn't sleeping at night. Even with like working out and eating and God, I don't even know, like all that whole genre of stuff, you know, you just have to figure out what works for you. And that is like such a hard thing to figure out. Like I feel like I'm still figuring out so much different shit, but I mean, that's like literally the whole point of life is just to do what you have to do to take care of yourself and be happy. I don't know. Sometimes I just will like listen to a song and just like cry to it. And I'm like, why am I crying to this right now? Like, it's just so dramatic of me. Okay. I'm going to clock out now. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm going to read for a minute and go to bed. I've been in a really bad habit of going to bed like really late, like 2 a.m, which is like so not me, like literally. And it's not every night. Like I would say maybe like 2 or 3 times a week. I've been going to bed so late. And then every other day I'm literally in bed at like 10, like lights out, going to sleep. And it's like midnight right now. So I'm in a solid in between. So I'm going to read and go to sleep. And don't forget to go check out Casetify. Use my link down below. Casetify.com/AveryOvard for 15% off. And thanks to them for sponsoring. Check them out. And they're cute ass cases. Love this case. It makes me really happy. Okay. Bye for real.